go through, and the one I'm talking about here is the German retail sales. It's not a major announcement, but certainly the important one. Germany is one of the biggest economies in the world, most important ones, and the most healthiest. And we just need to have a look at those. There are a couple of German ones coming through. Then in about 2 hours time, there's another one, which is the German unemployment change. And we also have the Italian unemployment rate coming out. So we'll watch out for those two. Just bear them in mind. I have drawn a line on my Euro chart just to remind us of those two announcements. We need to, when scalping, we certainly need to be very careful about scalping around announcement times. And then the next one after that is at 7, which is when we'll close the webinar, so that we won't be affected by that. But certainly those two ones there, I've drawn the line, and also the one that we have going right now. And there you can see that there's most probably been a bit of a result from that announcement coming through, and we'll just let that simmer through the market and then see what happens after that. Okay, hopefully you can all hear me. It sounds like I haven't had any negative feedback on sound, so and that you wouldn't be able to do that if you couldn't hear me, but I'm sure everybody can hear me loud and clear. We're going to be trading mainly the dollar crosses today, and that means we're going to trade the euro, the pound, and the Oz. Compared to the US dollar, and then we're going to trade the US dollar compared to the yen, CAD, and the franc. So it's those 6 currencies that we're going to be trading. And the type of moves that we're going to be looking for are ones where we get the same kind of message from most of the trading currencies. Like for instance, here we have a blue candle on the euro, on the Oz, a blue candle on the pound, and a blue candle on the euro. So that's the same message being said. But here we have a blue candle on the yen and a red candle on the franc, and a red candle on the CAD. So the yen's slightly out of line with what's going on in the market. So we're looking for these consensus moves in the market where the move is actually driven by the dollar. The dollar is still the biggest traded currency, so that's why we're going to focus on dollar moves rather than the smaller moves that occur in the market. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sending through a summary of all the settings that we're using today and the approach and all that type of thing, just to let's say avoid sort of the unnecessary questions about settings and things like that. So I'm sending that through right now to everybody in the room, and you can work your way. It's quite a lot, so you can work your way through that, and that's more or less the background to what we're going to be doing. As you can see, there's just been an announcement. It's been the German retail sales. What it's saying, it seems to have weakened the dollar, strengthened the euro. So the news must have been positive, and it has broken through some nice support and resistance levels. As you can see, there was a nice support resistance level on the euro, which is now broken through, and I can actually get rid of that line. It's no longer applicable, and we are getting a buy signal coming through on the RSI. I'm going to just take my time. I'm not going to trade too quickly. Well, let's wait for this announcement to go through the market, and then we'll start trading. What method would you be using? It depends on what the market presents. Can't really tell. I prefer trading what the market wants to be traded, how the market wants to be traded. You can see I've sent through a list of type of signals that we're going to be looking for. We're going to be using two sets of charts. The one set is going to be the 5 and 15-minute chart, and then the other is the 1-minute charts. So the 1-minute charts are slightly different in that they they have volume included as part of the major indicators or major bits of information that we're going to need, that we're going to be trading with. Okay, so let's have a look. So there you can see the increased volume as a result of that announcement, and we'll just wait for it to dissipate. I hope you've all received that information about the trading methodology that we're going to be using, and I'll answer any questions about that as we go along through the trading. I'm trading a live account. I've got two accounts open at the moment, the MetaTrader demo account on Alpari, which I'm going to be using the 1-minute charts on, and then the other account is the live account, which I'll be using the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts on. Yeah, I think that's where we are. Let's just, as I say, let's give the market a couple of minutes to recover from that announcement. One of the main methods that I'm going to be using for entering deals is the volume, looking at the volume, and just to explain how that works, and I think the Frank is a good example of that, is that what happens in the market is that the market direction is driven by orders. So in other words, the reason why this has gone down is that there have been a lot of sell orders that have been fed into the market. Now, when let's say the big boys or the big players in the market notice this kind of move and it's not in their interest, they will feed in buy orders to either stop or slow the move down or reverse it. And here's a typical case of how it works. There's the trend that happened. They started pouring in bigger volumes. There's the volume. You can see huge volume came in there. And that volume represents buy orders, or I mainly assume they represent buy orders, because what happens then is that the only thing that can move the market in that direction are buy orders. Just think about that, and that's what in fact happened. The market didn't like what was going on here. It fed in a lot of buy orders and away it went, and you can see the increase in volume there. So the spikes in volume are going to be very important decision-making tools that we use today. Okay, let's go back to these charts, see if there's anything. Aussie seems to be very stable after all of that. It might be worthwhile increasing the size for your benefit. There we are. Okay, that's a little bit clearer. I minimize the size mainly to work on support and resistance levels. That one is no longer applicable, and we can now put in something like that as a support level. Right, so I'm just going to clean up the charts as we go along, and then we'll start finding some trading opportunities. Ours is looking like a sell opportunity building up there, but we need, as I said earlier, we need all three of these guys to agree that they're selling. And when these sell, these guys should buy if it's a strong move. Just something that has come through here. It might be worth mentioning that you can save the chat log, so people can save settings easily, and it's the first option on the save on the file tab. So I think take that as I've just said it. I haven't tried that myself, so I can't advise you on that, but I know that what I've just sent through, some people would want to save, and that's the advice on that one. So that is a buy signal coming through right there. We'll keep an eye on that. Why that's a buy signal? It's breaking a RSI trend line. So there we're looking at a buy signal coming through. Nothing much, nothing strong presenting itself yet. The franc is certainly looking like it wants to break a fairly major trend line here, or it has already. So so we can expect big things from the franc here on a sell. But we do need some confirmation from the rest of the market for that. And let's watch this very carefully. Now, interesting how that has moved backwards. It's sold and has been rejected by the market. Okay, the market's basically stabilizing after that announcement, and we can start trading normally soon. Will you make these templates available somewhere? No, what you can do, as I mentioned, there's just take a picture of my screens if you're really keen on these templates. They take 2 minutes to set up, so not worth worrying about templates and those kind of things. All right, let's have a look. Nothing much happening there. There is that sell tendency coming out here on the Oz, and I'm inclined to maybe follow it should we get confirmation from the other two. But there's the sell tendency is building up. There's the sell tendency building up even more. The RSI is telling us in advance. It's a leading indicator. It's saying I want to sell, and we just need some more clarification on that, but it's certainly looking like a sell opportunity. Franc is going up, so there's a confirmation that there's an upward movement in the market. There we go. Yen has just woken up, and let's have a look at 1 minute charts. There's the yen, as I say, just woken up there. Okay, now you can see quite a dramatic drop-off in volume. There was that announcement, and the market is basically drifting down to more normal trading volumes. The pound, however, is staying quite high, and just remember we are entering the trading environment of the pound, and then the Oz volumes have gone down quite a lot. I'm still liking this Oz for a sell. Better get ready for that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be trading, I've already set up 1.5 lots on each deal. This one looks like it's heading south, so I'm going to be going into essentially risking 1% per trade. 1%, oops, and here's the danger of using two accounts. Certainly, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my the way I trade is I have two screens so I can see both at the same time. Into the Oz. Come on, let's go. Oz. All right, we've got confirmation. Red candle, red candle, red candle for the Oz. The euro and the pound are all both going down at the moment, so there doesn't seem to be much resistance against that sell. So I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to trade 1 point. I'll show you where this 1.5 comes from. It's basically 1% of my account, and we're going to be looking at a market order sell on this one. Let's have a look. Reason why I'm choosing the Oz is it's on support. The others are sort of in the middle of nowhere, there. This one, however, is on support. If it breaks support, it's inclined to run a little bit further than a currency that's sort of in the middle of nowhere. But we're certainly getting the red candles coming down down there. And the main motivation for the sell on the Oz would be this trend line violation supported by an RSI breakout. So it's all looking good there at the moment. We but in no particular rush. The rest of the market, that's going up. Let's have a look. The CAD is pretty. The volume on the Canadian dollar is obviously very low at the moment because the real time that the Canadian performs is in the US session. So I'm not going to overly look at the Canadian, and the currencies on this side are a lot less stable than the ones over here in terms of comparing trends. The yen sometimes does its own thing, and the franc certainly in the last while has also does the same thing. I have sent out a communication on all the settings and that type of thing. If you haven't received it, please let me know. All right, nothing much happening. Move it to the other side. I'll just repeat, I have sent out a communication showing all the settings and the approach that I'm going to be using today. If you haven't received it, just let me know and I'll resend it. Okay, that little flash downward movement hasn't really materialized on the Oz, which is fine. We'll just hang on a little bit longer. No, it wasn't an email. I actually sent a communication through the webinar um, chat facility. So there we are. Right, we're getting a bit of red candle here on the euro and the pound. I'm just going to focus on that for a while. Right, getting ready to trade the Oz. Doesn't seem to be. The franc also would be a good trade. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, that's going well. Apologies if I'm not answering your questions. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to answer them until I have time to do that. Please also bear in mind this is not a training session, it's a trading session. So okay, nothing much happening in the market. It's a bit up and down, consolidating after that announcement. Nothing much happening. We'll keep our eye on the volumes. Oops. All right, the pound's breaking out and going to test the previous high for the day, and we better just watch that. The focus on selling the Oz might distract from other opportunities that present themselves. This pound is certainly quite enthusiastic to go north. So is the Oz now. Now there's a constant quandary in the market about whether to bounce trades or to go for breakout trades, and we're going to just make the decision as the market presents itself. Both the euro and the pound are presenting themselves as new highs for the day. So we need to make a decision whether we're going to bounce that new high or trade the breakouts. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be much happening to confirm either. A pretty sideways market, this. 20 pip range on the pound. Got a 20 pip range on the euro, and must probably smaller on the Rs. Yeah, 20 pips. So they're all in a 20 pip range at the moment. In 1 minute is also it shows that the volumes have basically dropped quite dramatically, and we're back to normal volumes. Now, what happens is we need to watch the I'm not going to worry too much about the CAD. You can see the volumes in the CAD are you get broken candles and all kinds of things there. So at this time of day, it must probably not worth trading the CAD. But as I was saying, the volumes have dropped quite a lot in most of the currencies. So just need to wait for some more interest. The interest normally comes in around the round number on the clock and the half hours. So you can expect a bit of some interest jumping in the next 3 minutes or so. CAD's making what appears to be the most activity, but let's just check it out. That's all of 10 pips. So these 1 minute charts can be extremely dangerous. Okay, so now we've got blue, blue, red, out of sync market here. We want the same color to appear. All right, blue, blue. Where's the blue on the R's? The market's pretty quiet. Os. Well, we might sit here the whole day and nothing happens. It's very tricky, these sideways markets that can occur. We don't have any major announcements that will happen. Just have to watch the volume for spikes of interest. Oops. There's no spikes of interest so far. That's a little bit of increased volume there. Nothing much. Let's have a look at the overall market. Okay, rejection of that new high. That one's still leading on its support. Pretty much sideways. The CAD has broken through some support there. And we'll just wait and see how that goes. As I'm not, at this point in time, not too keen to trade that one, although that's the only one that seems to be making a move. Okay, here's the move. Here's the move. Ours is going up and the other guys are going down. Not what we want to see. Okay, let's sorry, I can't answer any questions. I'm just focusing at the moment on trying to work out what this market's doing, but it's absolutely doing nothing. And now's a good time for a trade to develop. It's on the half an hour. Some trades can occur now. The yen is setting up for a sell, but not sure it is really setting up for a nice sell. Let's just have a look. Haven't really considered the yen. Yeah, there it goes. It just shows you these are minute candles, so you've got to make your mind up very quickly. This is going to move. Too late, she cried. Got to be quick. All right, going up on low volume, going up on low volume, going up on low volume. Okay, so the market does not mind the dollar weakening at the moment. That's the message it's portraying, because it isn't fighting a weakening dollar. So you can see there she goes, the first move there, move there, move there, and what we need to do is look at the pound is the best trade. Too late. Let's have a look. Got to be really quick. I'm slowed down by the fact that I'm trying to show two screens at the same time. It slows me down quite considerably. So I normally have them on the other side, and I think I'm going to actually do that. Move the one across completely so that I can see it. You can't see it, but I'll bring it across if it's applicable. Okay, so we'll join this move by buying the Oz. No, we won't. Reason why I copped out on that one is that this candle over here is a warning candle. In fact, I'm going to sell the pound at this stage. It's a better sell than anything else. Let's just wait. No rush. No need to rush. There's the sell kicking in. Okay, the reason why I'm looking at the pound right now, the reason why um, there was that reversal in the pound is the fact, if you look at this volume candle, this huge increase in volume on a blue candle. Now what normally happens is if you have a huge increase in volume, the next candle changes color. That's sort of a general observation. And that is why you do get these sudden breakouts that change color very quickly, because the market is actually saying, no, I don't like this breakout. I actually don't like it. I'm going to push it back. And the only way it can push it back is by pouring in lots of sell orders, and that's why you get the increased volume and then the change of color. Okay, and now we're seeing a downward movement on low volume. So the market is telling us it likes the direction that this move is going in, and it needs to be traded. That's what it's saying. It likes the direction because they're all green. There might be a red one coming in pretty soon, but it likes that direction. But in terms of, as I said, we want to see the similar kind of colors coming through. We've got a red candle on the euro. We've got nothing there and nothing there. So we don't have a dominant move in the market. And in fact, this is what the whole day could go through is if I don't see a dominant move where the market is pushing in one direction or not. At the moment, it's just messing around. It's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. And there's no dominant push in the market. All right, there's the sell starting to build, and we could trade that, but it's not a dominant one. It's not dominant. Oops, there's becoming dominant. Okay, we're back to selling the Oz. I don't know why I want to sell the Oz today. It's just a bias. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's here are the oh, what happened there? Lost it. I can see I'm going to battle with these screens today. Right, here's another example. There's the trend. The market doesn't like the trend. It pours in volumes and it's slowing it down. It's not stopping it. I like the pound here for a sell. If it continues, I actually can't trade it this way. Just see. Trading blindly a bit. Okay, that's better. All right, I think the pound is definitely ready for a sell. It's, oops, I wonder if we should, yeah, it's going. Okay, there we are. Please wait. Don't make me wait too long, yeah. Okay, so we've sold the pound. Based on red candles, red candles, red candles, a trend line violation on the oh, goodness, over there, and an RSI that's showing favorable sell signal. So let's just hang on and see what this says. Okay, that we sold actually on an increased volume, but let's just hang on. Can't do everything perfectly. These things just, that one's going down on low volume, that one's going down on reasonably low volume. So let's just wait and see. All right, this family over here have all got blue candles going up, which means that this family over here should soon get red candles going down, but not necessary. That's just the general guide again. And remember that we are scalping. Looks like we've hit a lull in the market. The market's rethinking the direction that it's going in. It is fairly undecided at the moment. So, but it is it's a worrisome lull. When you enter on that kind of move, it should actually shoot at least 5 pips. It worries me that it hasn't. What's positive here are these rejection spikes. You see that rejection spike there on the euro, rejection spike on the pound. Those sort of indicate that the market doesn't want the price to go there, and that it actually wants the price most probably to go the other direction. So that spike was quite another reason for entering the sell. Okay, the euro is about to make a new low, and if it does, it might pull the pound along with it. Okay, that's making the new low, so let's see if it has the same effect on the pound. Right, the Oz is setting up for a sell at the same time. That's that sell that I've been waiting for a while, that particular one. And we'll need to consider whether to sell the Oz or not. Yeah, you can see the market fighting that downward move. Very strong fight here. Very, very strong. Very, very strong. Come on, get away. If it does, however, recover from that increased volume, it's going to really move. But the odds are that that's rejection volume that you've just seen, and it could push the pound to areas where we don't want it to be. You can see that that volume could be rejection volume on that move there, and it is not convincing yet, but okay, there's a continuation on the euro. If it makes new lows again, the making of new lows is a pretty important thing in scalping. And unfortunately, we're in the wrong currency here. We should be in the euro, obviously, but it is tending to make new lows, whereas the pound is battling to make new lows. All right, let's go. I'm going to just reduce my load here because I'm already backing a right, should the Oz make a new low, we'll sell that too. Reason for the Oz is it's actually breaking a trend line. That's the major area. This is a big deterrent against a sell. If I suspect this will go up a little bit before going down again, but if it does go down, it means that the market's ability to stop the trend is very low, and therefore it should be followed. If the trend continues past increased volume like we're seeing there, okay, there we go. It's starting to make sell signals. I'll go into this one too. But when it makes a new low. It's going down on low volume, going down on low volume. Okay, there we are. It's made a new low. I'm in, and so oh God, I just entered it on the wrong account. I knew this was going to happen. Too too many screens to deal with here. All right, I'm going to have to just get out of that deal on this account. All right, let's try again. Might have been a good move there, but this is actually see, I don't normally trade this. I trade with 3 screens or 2 screens, and I don't have this manipulation of trade of screens the whole time. Right, I'm going to re-enter this Oz. We were happy about going into it, so we'll do it on the correct account this time, and I'm going to do it on 10 units. And let's just see what's going on here. Most definitely we're going to go into this one. Oh, I wondered why it took so long, such a short time to enter. Okay. Right, so we're in the pound for a sell, we're in the Oz for a sell. They are all showing sell activities. The Oz in particular is breaking a trend line, is breaking previous support, so that's a pretty strong deal. That the pound, however, is pounding around, and the euro might pull the whole lot with them, hopefully. There's our Oz going. Okay, come on, go. Where are you? So it's only paid for the spread so far. The results you can see below here. I've got the open trades little section down here. So you can see that the Oz is sort of paid for its spread, and let's see what happens. Going to enter the wrong onto the wrong account. Quite funny. Yeah, that's the problem with Go Markets. It does it has that delay on live accounts. Okay, let's just wait this one out. Overall, let's have a look. The euro's at a bouncing point. There's the trend line. The market can bounce on those trend lines, so let's just see how that goes. The pound we're in the top end of the channel, so we are trading down from the top end. Really uncertain, but here's the strongest one. It clearly is breaking previous support and has the best chance. Okay, need to watch these on the 1 minute chart now. and they're just basically going sideways. The beauty here is that it's actually going down on lower volume. You can see, you can almost draw a volume trend line. The movements are happening on low volume, so when that happens, there's a stronger likelihood that the trend will continue. If you see a huge amount of volume coming in, like over there and there, and in fact there you can see how it's slowed the trend down, and that slowed the trend down. It hasn't stopped it, but slowed it down. When you see those high spikes, then there's area of concern. All right, now we can put our stops in and modify. 200 points. I actually can't see what I'm doing here because this is the R's. I just have too many screens here. I'm falling over myself. Let's just take that offline and do it offline. All right, the Oz is trying very hard to break through that lower resistance support. Right, okay, we've been going for about an hour already. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, here's our situation. You can see the deals on the screen. We're in a sell on the pound, we're in a sell on the Oz, and the Euros is the only one that's really pushing to make new lows the whole time. It's making a new low, and there the pound goes. So overall, facing in the right direction. Let's see if that pulls through though. And here's an example: blue, 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 red, 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 and so overall the market is sort of facing in the right direction. So we just got to watch the current candle. The most relaxing time is when you're in a deal like this. Then you just got to wait for the market to sort itself out. But with scalping, normally well, I certainly like uh, uh, 3-minute, 2-minute and 3-minute transactions where the transaction goes plus 5 literally within a minute of entering, because normally you can spot these breakout points, but certainly as you can see from the market, it's actually just trading sideways. It's not doing much at all. All right, now see if there's any other. Okay, that one's going. The market's correcting in the short term. Oops, not more than just the short term. Let's have a look at the. Okay, all right. There's the reason. Huge increase in volume coming in, but that volume is on a blue candle, so I'm not 100% sure. I can. Because it's on a blue candle, you can expect a big dive coming down here, and the same thing here. It's on a blue candle, should expect a big dive down there. This, however, is a problem because this is on a red candle, and we don't want this one to reverse, which it has a good chance of doing. There seems to be a general reversal in the market. Down here, down there, could shoot up there. Stick around. It's too short term to react to. There we go. The euro is certainly reversing. The pound is, and this one is. Just got to wait. Okay, yeah, we have a slight increase in volume on the euro, which means that the market doesn't like the direction that it's going. But again, that's reading a lot into these things. But there's a possibility that the market doesn't like this direction and will turn it over. However, if you look at the bottom crowd, we're getting a different message. The market likes that direction because it's not increasing the volume. It likes that direction. It's not increasing the volume. It likes that direction. So a bit of a worry. This looks like there's a trend building up going south, which means that the trend will start trending north up here. Let's just wait. Interesting head and shoulder breakout, retest of the breakout line, and hopefully it'll just go forever. The pound has just lost interest in going south. The Oz has certainly, Oz on this chart just looks like a sell. It just really does look like a sell. And as you can see, the next resistance line or support line will be down here, but doesn't seem to be acting out very well. Oh, the pound's hunting our stop, so we got to start getting worried about that. But the pound is just not doing anything today, so not sure if it comes, if we do recover from that, whether we should continue our investment in the pound. Okay, that one, no committed movement there. Doesn't look like a great day for trading, does it? The market's just going all over the show, and our stop is now in danger on the pound. Let's just have a closer look at that. Now this is good time to watch the volumes, because when the market is reversing, what you want to do is you want to see big volumes being poured in to stop that reversal. Now in general, that's not getting to the high levels that we'd like, but certainly it seems to be acting out on the Oz, these big volumes here. That's getting bigger, but not reversing yet. And that's how the markets reverse, is you see these big volumes coming in, and it just turns around. We need a lot more on the pound. Just be careful when trading the 1 minute chart. Sometimes these moves look really dynamic. I mean, just look at that move. Doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? And in fact, that's all of 10 pips. So you need to be very much aware of scale when trading the 1 minute charts. They can really confuse you quite badly. So we're back on track with the Oz. The Oz seems to it needs to make a new low, so let's hope that happens. If it does make a new low, the trend would be confirmed. The definition of a trend is when the price is making a new a downward trend would be a new lower lows and lower highs. Now that's exactly what the Oz has just done. It's made a lower high and a lower low, so that then then it's starting to fall in the definition of a trend. It's all of 3 pips up. This is like drawing, extracting teeth, quite honestly, today. But let's see. The Oz looked good for a sell right in the beginning of the day, based on that that particular trend line that I'd drawn there. But let's see if it follows through. The market is very poor at following through at the moment, so and as you can see, we're all of 1 pip up, so not really that great. Let's have a look what's happening. Pound is going down, the Oz is making new lows on the 1 minute, which is encouraging. The Euro's making, wants to make a new low there. That one has, so let's just stick with that. These guys have gone to sleep. So let's see. So the pound has created a new support area around about there. We need that support area broken. And we've got new resistance up there. So we need it to break out of this triangle. But we are seeing more volume coming in here, so that's something to watch out for. Okay, there the euro is making nice new lows. New low, new low, new low, new high. Oh, all right, we're facing the right direction. Both of our deals are positive now. Only just. Yeah. But okay, here we've got huge volumes coming in now. That's wanting to stop. The market realizes this is the if the price gets past this point, it's going to run, and therefore the market's throwing in a lot of orders to try and stop that. Here you can see orders coming in, orders coming in, orders coming in, and if the Aussie starts making new lows now and continues, we're in for a big trend, because the market's ability to stop the trend is not very strong. But fairly likely, these are the highest volumes we've had today, so it's likely that it will reverse. It will reverse this. That's the highest volume we've had, so it will reverse it. The question is how much. There we are. See the market fighting these moves. Oh, they're really fighting. But so I'm trading against my better judgment, but I'm not going to. The problem is, if you watch these things, you will get in and out of the market all the time. It's a very dangerous. But these are reversal signals. They are reversal. They are saying the market wants to push the price up, not let it go down. So we are in a bit of trouble. The market will reverse now for a short while, hopefully, only for a short while. Saying, I don't want to go there. Imagine that you can control the direction of the market, and your employer has given you a bag full of buy orders and sell orders, and let's say you see a trend going like that and you actually don't want it to go that way. The only way you can stop that trend is by throwing in a lot of buy orders in, and that's how the market works. And when you see these unexplained quick moves in the market, it's because one of the banks has just arbitrarily put an order into the market at the inappropriate time and reversed the transactions. You can see how the market really does want to go south, but there's a big fight here. There's just big fights going on. Oh, look at that. All right, I think we're in a trade now. Let's see if I can answer a few questions. I must apologize, I haven't really been able to look at the questions. I've been focusing on the market, but we are in 2 trades. When you're in a trade, you can't do anything about the trade. So you just, it has to sort itself out. Will the webinar be posted on the forum for review? No, it won't be. We don't record these webinars. Hopefully you find them educational as they are, but unfortunately we don't record these webinars. You can see the market fighting this move south. Doesn't want to go. I wonder if I should just get out of this, but it's this way. The thing is, if it does overpower this fight that's happening, then obviously then the bears are in charge and the bulls will surrender, and there'll be just a massive trend south. Let's have a look at what these transactions look like on the longer term charts. And he goes to the 5-minute chart. Okay, so on the longer term, the 15-minute chart, it is breaking through a trend line going south. Looks good. Everything, moving average is pointing down, RSI is pointing down. Good music. Then we have 2 rejection spikes from the northern side, which means that the market in general wants the thing to go south. Those rejection spikes try to go up, rejected. Went up, rejected. So the market overall is saying it wants this one to go south. You've got to listen to what the market is saying to you sometimes, and sometimes it says scary things to you. This one has always been sort of a setup that should work. What we'll do here is close this deal, and we'll close half of it, and it's actually going too well. We'll close a third of it. Okay, we got a victory on the board. Okay, the pound in the meantime has decided to on which direction it wants to go, and has broken through quite nicely. That one we will cash a third in. Okay, the other thing that we will do is we'll move the stops to break even. Right, just had a bit of an interruption there. The pound seems to be pounding along, and the Oz seems to be going in the right direction. So somehow we set ourselves up for in the right direction today. We were going to set that stop. The entry was at 6310, and we want to go to 6309. So we basically have a 1 pip positive. 6310, 6310, 6309. Yeah, that should be fine. Please wait. Okay, and then that's fine. Oh, and then the this guy, we have moved the stop. We have to move the stop on this one. Let's have a look at the overall position. Don't want to move this. Don't want to move the stop too quickly. All right, we'll move the stop to the previous high 69.0. 69.00. So we're not smothering it. Or so we're applying a manual following stop. There it is at the previous high of the previous candle on the 15-minute chart. Could most probably do the same thing here. No, that's the one we've just done. And this guy, we've moved the stop to a no-lose environment. All right, so essentially, we've got risk-free deals going here. We have cashed in a part of the Oz that will make up for that loss, I think. No, not quite. And we have the pound certainly is in a risk-free situation, and we've cashed in a part of it. So we've all right, small amounts here, but we've got two positive trades there, and let's see how these ones work out. It looks like the Oz is not following through. I'll have to just have a quick look at what's going on there. All right, Oz, come on, make a new low. That's what we want you to do. Just make that new low. There we are, made the new low. Okay, and that one's almost making a new low. It's right at the precipice. Okay, there's the volume coming in, but it's not substantial. Come on, just step over. It's amazing how the price reaches these points and it will not go that extra half a pip. It just needs a half a pip to step over that, and it just won't. It sort of knows what we're thinking. All right, there's the half a pip that we wanted. Now, see how you'll see how important that half a pip is. Let's see. Psychologically, it makes a new low. The market sees it and it reacts to it. I might be talking total nonsense, but the making of new lows is sometimes quite important. All right, now the market's complaining bitterly. You can see there it's fighting this move really strongly. We have our stop. We can now move our stop to break even. That's why I didn't want to do it. The entry was 82, so that's what we'll make it. 82. Okay, so we're in risk-free transactions in both deals. The Aussie is basically at entry point, and the Aussie, and then the pound, as you can see, is also in a risk-free environment. So that's really what we want. Is we want transactions that are trending away from our entry point, that are totally risk-free. Okay. You can double click on the stop loss. Okay, thank you for that. Let's try that. There we are. Okay. I think that's okay. Interesting comment here. The US franc has a spike low on the 15-minute and has pierced the 200 MA. Could be good for a long. Okay, so that's what you were talking about. It pierced the 200 MA, which I don't particularly use, and could be good for a long, and it has gone long since that has happened. Let's just have a look at the pound here. It seems to be breaking through. It's making new lows on its sort of range that it was in. It's probably need to move that range a little bit to be more realistic there. Okay, so it is battling to get through that resistance support area. You can see it's been it's a real bouncing area, that area that it's in right now, and let's see if it gets through there. Come on, push. I think if everybody in the room just pushes hard, we could get it over the line. Let's have a look. This one is this one's still okay, and we just need to look at the 1 minute charts to see. Right, it's resting. The pound's resting. The Oz is still active, and that one's doing a small correction. So you can see how the market was talking to us here. It was saying, "Whoa, I don't like this red candle." It pushed volumes in, and volumes can do a number of things. It can slow the trend down, it can stop the trend, or it can reverse it. So I think that's stating the obvious, but certainly this one has, in trading terms, basically stopped it, because the deception of a 1 minute chart is that distance is most probably 3 pips. It's 5 pips. Okay, so just be careful of scale when using a 1 minute chart. It can be deceiving at times, but certainly there's a reversal as a result of that, and that's the highest volume around. Yeah, so that's the highest volume today, trying to stop that, and that is enough to actually change the trend completely from there to there. Now we have got a stop in place, so I'm not going to interfere. You can overtrade quite a lot by overreacting to every single thing, but that day high on volume is something to be worried about. This one, however, is going down on low volume. We haven't seen this really big spike come in, unless it's the one that's just coming in right now. But this one seems to have gone down on low volume. So the market's not too concerned about this trend. That in fact it's most probably going to continue. This big volume here is a bit deceiving, because it was on a blue candle, so it's unclear whether the market's actually going to push this down or not. Normally the rule of thumb is big volume, look at the candle color, and it will tell you what the market is thinking. And the beauty of this one, the volume is it's a lagging indicator. You'll only see the results of that candle on the next candle. So the market's actually thinking up at the moment. But let's just stick around. We've got our stop in place, so let's just stick around with that. There she's. That is a particular worry, that one. All right, and then now we've got a concerted. We've got blue, blue, blue. close all of them. No, it won't. It's not too much. It's a worry, but let's just stick around a bit. Now we've got red candles, red candles, blue candles, blue candles, blue candles. So there's the potential of a reversal setting into a market in that 5 out of the 6 currencies are telling us the same thing. And sometimes you really have to listen to the market. It's telling us the same thing. So we'll just watch these. That's red, that's red, that's and they're making blunt candles. In other words, candles with no lower wicks. So that was a blunt candle. There was one here earlier. So you've also got to be careful of blunt candles when it's making those things. You've got to listen to the market. Okay, there we go. Getting out of the pound's still in, but I've reduced my investment in the pound by another third, so it's now only got a third of the original deal in, and the euro seems to definitely have reversed. So let's have a look at the although the Oz is still standing firm. What's going on here? Okay, that has certainly created a trend in the wrong direction. Oz is just stable, it's still going down. This will go down, so we'll just, but that is going to push that into our stop. Oz seems fine. Oz seems very fine. Let's just stick around. Right, future deals. The market's trending a little bit. Interestingly enough, oh, this is going down. There's a blunt candle. Dangerous. Let's see what happens. Okay, sorry, I'm not going through the questions that well today, so I'll just see if I can find many of the signals in the market. For instance, that spike was a sign to trade north, and if you had there was a full 35 pips in that move. However, you must probably have entered somewhere there and exited somewhere there. So you know, there's always a lag in entering and exiting deals, but if you look at it on the chart, it looks pretty so that is why one has to almost look at the volumes all the time, because that is what's bumping this price around you know, all the time in the market. And I've just found, in terms of scalping, the market does tend to tell you when it doesn't like a particular direction. It hasn't really confirmed that it doesn't like that one yet. This one is still actually There's no fighting of this downward trend. This one was, there was this big spike there that knocked us a bit. And let's just see what was told on the franc. Okay, so that reversal, there's the highest volume of the day. Oh, there goes the franc. Oh, that's not good for the rest of the market. No, they're staying stable, but it is a bad sign for the rest of the market, that move. All right, all right, now let's watch this. There's high volume coming in. Let's see if that volume has enough go in it. In other words, what you're saying is now's the time to buy. Buy now. So you buy, and then you hold on to your boots, hold on to your hat, and you hope for a roaring amount of volume. But there must be a roaring amount to shoot up here, and because already there's been a roaring amount, but you need some more orders to help you reverse this deal. So that's how it's a bit. They call it the falling knife trade, because you're actually trading directly into the trend. Falling knife trade. So and there it goes. There's it is a lagging indicator, or not a leading indicator, in that if you see this big bar, it gives you one or two bars to make up your mind, or not really make up your mind. It will react within one or two bars. Is volume useful on higher time frames? It becomes a lagging indicator if you use it on higher time frames. 1 minute is about it. 1 minute, I think, is you can see the sensitivity. Look at that spike there. There's the 1 minute, and it reversed it. There's the spike there. There's the 1 minute. So you know, your question is it useful on longer term? I'm basically saying that is enough to actually. I've seen 100 pip trends start with a spike like that. Not like that, actually, a bigger spike than that. You know, that kind of spike can start a 100 pip trend. Also, bear in mind, this is the start of the market. The London has opened a while ago. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the pound looks dangerous. We might get stopped out there. The Aussie seems to be holding on, and now we need to consider other trades. Let's just look at the 15-minute charts. You can see how spiky this move has been. It's been, although this looked like the best currency to trade, it's been very spiky. This one with those two spikes up there should still go down, but obviously it'll go and take our stop and then go down. That's pretty normal. And I'm simply so pessimistic, but and this one should have got down to this level at least. So hopefully it will get there at some stage. But look, it's not the greatest of markets. It's essentially gone sideways. Essentially, if you look at that range there, that's 30 pips. It's basically just range 30, but that's really low for the euro, for the British. All right, I think our pound is out. Yeah, it's out. And we're still in there. So it hasn't really been the greatest market this so far. You can see still ranging sideways. This guy is not convinced that it's, at least it's got a bit of a range going. Let's see, 35 pips. No, 35 is nothing. So the market's not really moving much. It's just that is all of 10 pips. So really be very careful about the scaling whenever you are scalping. Just be careful. The scaling can get you all excited. You go, oh, look at that big trend, and it's all of 10 pips. That's what that is. And the range that it's covering so far for this trading session is 12 pips. So it's a dead currency, that dead. The franc might have moved a bit. I'll check it out. You see it's broken out of its sort of range. So it has moved 50, 60 pips today, and it's doing a blunt candle, which means it's going to trend like crazy. And no, so that was obviously the one to trade. Let's have a look. Could we have got into it? No, that's too dicey. That's couldn't have really traded that one. Okay, let's. So all our hopes are now on the Oz to turn around and run 100 pips south. There's the, as I said, it went and took our stop, and now it's going to run like crazy. Hopefully this one will also do the same. You can see the same signals on the 1 minute chart as what you would see on any other chart. Overbought, oversold, overbought. Now it's in it will go to an oversold environment. Same signals as what you'll see in, but it's just bear in mind it's the 1 minute chart. So look at that, it took our stop and now it's going. Now the Oz, for instance, now even on the 1 minute chart you can start drawing support lines. You can say if it breaks that, which it could do, and that is a fantastic RSI formation, 2 waves, sharp ends, and it's already the momentum indicator is saying it's already wants to break through. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if it breaks that trend line, then it's a very positive signal for our trade. Just trying very hard to do. And all you then watch for is increased volume. It's so far it's going down on a low volume, but if this candle suddenly shoots up there, then you know this one's not going to break through, it's going to bounce, and then you trade the bounce. But at the moment it's saying the market's not too worried about it breaking through there. That's what it's saying. Right, the franc was obviously the trade of the day. Yeah, it's making new lows. It's making it on low volumes, which means that the market doesn't mind it running away and having a good time. But these guys are trading in between recent highs and recent lows, recent high, recent low, recent high, recent low. So these guys are still being managed by the market. That guy has broken free. And hopefully today you've seen how volume manages the activity in the market. All right, sorry I'm rambling on here, but we've only got one trade going and it has to do something. It's a pity we're not in this franc. I think it's most probably now gone 60 or 70. But at one stage it was giving a buy signal, so that shows you how deceiving things can be if you don't use the volume and support and resistance principles. Right, new trades, new trades. The euro's in a buy mode. there's the trend line violation, and there it's violating the trend line. Not going to go into it because look at that, the volatility, although it looks very fantastic, it's not really convincing. All right. Question time. Keep on rambling, very informative. Okay. There is a strong hourly support trend line on the Rs. Now, I should have picked that up on my 15-minute chart, because what I do, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, thanks for that, Peter. I do that on the 15-minute, and I obviously missed that one. But and the other trick is if you do this, it turns the 15-minute virtually into an hourly chart. And yeah, there's all kinds of things here. Let's have a look. But that could explain why it's battling to break through that support area. This is clearly a support area. Plus, it's what you call a confluence of supports. I'll just show you what I mean by that. It's when a lot of support comes together in one place. It's just a fancy name some guy made up, I guess. But there we go. You can see the support here, see the support there, and it's playing itself out there too. So yeah, there's be a reasonable support resistance area that, in fact, it's probably a little bit lower, just a fraction lower, must probably around about there, is a support and resistance area. Support there, resistance there. Support, that's clear support. That's resistance, resistance, support. So that's a historical support and resistance area, and that's a non-horizontal support area coming together in one place. And luckily this is a risk-free deal, because if it does break through that little corner there, and it will go a long way. It will go a long way, because it's like breaking through two brick walls. 1, 2. Also, this is a cup and handle formation. There's the cup, there's the handle, and there's the finger. Cup, handle, yeah, that's probably. So let's see and that's why there's this battle here. I mean, this battle could go on for 2 hours, 3 hours at that level, because that's a very fought after area. Should it break through, however, it's going to be fun. All right, let's have a look. What else is there? The yen, again, very low volatility in the yen. That's 12 pips, so you know, it's not really worth trading that one. And the CAD broke out, has now gone back, so it's not just the only one that's really performed very well is this one, and it also has encountered some support there, but it has got through, so this thing could just go forever. Okay. So all our hopes are on the Oz. It's actually funny, I don't know if you can remember, but the Oz was my first fancy at that point there, or somewhere around there, and now we needed to break through the second level. Thank you for that comment, Peter. Do you look at the fib retracement on the Oz? Do you look at the fib retracement? No, no. I think you'll have seen I don't use Fibonacci. I do use channel trading, which is I personally find more reliable than Fibonacci. Channel trading can be used in horizontal and vertical markets, or trending markets, whereas Fibonacci, in fact, channel trading confirms Fibonacci pretty well, but gives you a lot more logical flexibility that I find. That's a personal thing. I'm sorry, I'm not a great Fibonacci fan. So it's bouncing on the 50 for those Fibonacci oaks, and it might be bouncing on something else too. It's bouncing on the I've got a custom Fibonacci here. It's bouncing on a 30. It's probably the 62 at the moment. So it's bouncing on also. Remember we mentioned confluence earlier. Oops, there we go. Okay, that's what we wanted. We wanted a breakthrough that confluence area, because not only was it a horizontal line, it was also a vertical line, but there was a Fibonacci, a 50% Fibonacci level taking that big movement, and a 62 Fibonacci level taking that small movement. Now it's broken through all of those. It's broken through 4 levels. So there's a good likelihood that this could go forever. No, just joking. Is this for, okay? This volume is not an indicator. It's just showing. It's like the price information. It's just showing information. It's not an indicator or anything. The only way, the way they've put it together is it shows increased volume and decreased volume, but it's actually just showing information. So it's not an indicator as such. It's just an information thing, and you can set these colors and whatever, and the thickness of the colors and that type of thing. So and it's specific to MT4, and you'll find that the volumes vary from broker to broker. That's why it's looking so funny. It varies from a broker to broker, the volume indicator. But what's important with the volume indicator is not the levels. You'll see I haven't referred to the actual levels at all. It's how these bars relate to each other. If it's a huge bar, or if it's a small bar, or if it's going down or going up. So, but if you become expert at trading these volume indicators, the market will talk to you. It actually talks to you. It says, oh, I don't like this move. Oh, I like this move. You know, you put more on, and you know, that type of thing. It will talk to you. Like for instance, there, it's saying, I like going up. That's what that's saying to me. I like going up. Or the market is, no, sorry, I shouldn't say the indicator or anything. I said the market's saying, I like this going up. If you see a huge increase in volume, then it's saying, no, I like this going down. So that's more or less how it talks to you. And you'll find it's not always the same, but you'll see the peak on volumes. You can see there's a lot of volumes that there's a peak that got rejected. There's a lot. Sometimes it hasn't got the power. Sometimes the power is not strong enough to reject it. Then you know you've got a trend on your hands. If the volumes can't stop a trend, then you know the market's out of control and it's going to trend. Sometimes you get these peaks in the middle of nowhere, like there, and then you just ignore them. They're of most meaning when it's trending, and then the market will start saying to you, no, I don't want this to trend any further, and then it'll push in volume. So it's quite a worthwhile study to do of volume. Remember, this one's just doing nothing, so it's unreliable. But certainly, you'll with a bit of practice, you'll soon be able to talk. You know, the market will talk to you, especially if you using 3 or 4 currencies at the same time. So if you see increased volume on all 3 or 4 currencies, then the market's talking with a big voice. And if you only see it on one currency, which is quite unusual actually, then the market is talking, you know, not that meaningfully. Now, all right, I'm just going to try and interpret what's going on here. This is a blue candle. The volumes have increased on a blue candle. Now it's likely that the market doesn't like this move that's happening right now because of that the increase. But it's not a substantially big candle. It needs to be a little bit bigger than this. But what it's saying is blue candle, big blue move, red candle here says I don't like that move. I am going to reverse. I'm likely to reverse. But remember, in Forex, you can never say for definite, so it's just saying I'm likely to reverse. Now in scalping, that's quite important to know that little likely, but if you see a big candle like this, a big volume candle, then the likelihood of reversing is like there's a big candle, there's a big volume, the likelihood of reversing is quite strong. So if you use a combination of momentum indicators and volume together, then you get particularly strong signals. So if this is big candle and you're getting a highly oversold environment and you're getting a long candle, good chance of reversal. Not always. Market's very does what it wants to do. So, but let's see. Right, I hope that answered your question there. Why is the goal 37 pips? It's an average. It's an average of something. I'm not sure, but it's an average. It's always important to keep trading records and to analyze those trading records very thoroughly. One of the things that I've come across is that it's not really a good idea to trade on a Friday. You make fantastic gains, but you also lose quite a lot on Friday. So I always arrange my golf games on Fridays, and that's not just my trading account giving me feedback. That's all it is. So it's good to analyze your trading accounts over the years, and it makes sense. Friday's the one where okay, there we go. We've got some action going here. Pound, we don't want to trade. The franc has already gone a long way. The CAD could be traded. Again, we've got some volumes here. Let's just be careful. But this is a good move. Let's go away and get that perspective. Oops, there we go. So this is the euro's just moved 30 pips here. Oh, and we did identify it as a buy opportunity right there. Oh my goodness, what a silly boy. All right, I think our Oz is going to be decapitated pretty soon. There it is. It's pretty close to its stop. Mm-hmm. Oh, announcement. Oh God. That's the German unemployment. It's a bit like it's a smaller version of the payroll announcement, I guess. But the German economy is not as delicate as the US one is. So that's exactly what happened there. Is that we had the German unemployment calculation there, and that's actually what happened there. Okay, so let's just wait for this announcement result to dissipate a little bit, and let's see what happens. We've got a couple of minutes more trading. Okay. All right, so we've had a random sort of result today, nothing really great. although it looks like, it really looked like we were doing pretty well there. All right, now is the time to start looking at the volumes and maybe trading those. And let's do that. There's the announcement volume, and you can see how in the case of the euro, the market was waiting for that announcement, and there was a huge inflow of orders. But like this, that, as I say, there was a mini payroll announcement that, and I had my line in the charts, but somehow it got wiped out. So there's the euro payroll announcement that we've just witnessed here. And it's also, as you can see, exceptional volume on the now this volume is not reversal for volume, it is announcement volume, so it cannot be read the same as reversal volumes. It has to be read for what it is. Sometimes volumes start a move, so in this case the volume actually started the move, which is not normal. It's it's normal when there's an announcement, but what we're looking for is just a casual little trend, going, and then suddenly the market says, okay, enough, and that's the kind of trade we're looking for. I think we might not trade after this. It's been quite a big move. No, not true. It's only about let's see what the size of the move. 30 pip jump. 20. No, it's not too bad. Enough to take us out 20. So looks like it's going to just come back. Now you can see market volumes have just gone down, and are almost back to normal right here. So and we've seen decreasing volumes all along. So what's happening is shot up and it started coming down, and the market is basically saying, I'm happy with it coming down. So the question is, do we do an opportunistic trade and just buy and just sell it based on that? See, the market isn't opposing this downward move at all. It's happy with it. I'm just going to resend those. Well, let's just look at. Oops, that wasn't the right thing to press. Just going to have a look at the overall market here. Hasn't settled down yet. You see, it's red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. We haven't got a consensed candle yet. The yen is done nothing, and the CAD, and this guy should have shot down, but I guess it's shot down so much already that the market's basically, because if these go up, that should shoot down, but it hasn't really worried. I guess it's not affected by the German economy. It should be, it's a neighbor. Okay. Well, let's just wait and see. Yes, the franc is weakening unexplainably at the moment, or yeah, weakening. This is actually a strengthening franc today, but overall it's weakening. All right, so we got red, 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 not blue, blue. Okay, so no glaring consensus on where it's going to go from here. Seems to want to go down. The pound is just got that little spinning top there that doesn't really spinning, whatever they call it, but doesn't seem to. Look at the 1 minute. 1 minute looks like a steady move down, steady move down, steady move down, steady move down, and it's a tradable move down. Should have gone there in at that point. Too late, she cried. That pound is acting a bit funny at the moment, so I'm not sure what we can do there. And I've missed a few entries here. It's not bad, that one actually. Red, red, blue, blue, blue. Okay, so we've got 4 out of 6. Not good enough. Okay, I see we've got quite a crowd in the room. What I'm going to do is I'll resend that the guideline on what we're doing at the moment for you to review at your own time. It's got the settings and a whole lot of other stuff, and I'm going to put it in the chat facility and send it to the to you all. So click on your chat facility and you'll be able to see it. Hopefully you can copy it and put it into something like Word or something like that. I'm not sure how these things work. And I'm going to send this. Okay, you should have it right now, and it's basically got a summary of what we do, what we were setting out to do today. This announcement looks like it's unsettled. It hasn't really whipped back or anything in particular. It's making spiky candles, follow-up candles. I still think it's going to go down. There's red, red, red. But in the short term, it's not acting out. So we're sitting here waiting a little bit for more confirmation. You can see it's consolidating at that particular point after this announcement result. And okay, hopefully you've all got that, and things like it answers questions that I've received here. What are the settings on the MA? Hopefully that will answer that for you. It is in your okay. When I say red, 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 I'm talking about the groups of candles. For instance, the Euro candle. Let's have a look. Red candle there, red candle there, red candle there. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm saying blue candle here. Watch my and red, red. So these guys aren't coordinating, but these guys are. So what we do is we then oh my goodness, I've got the same problem again with these charts. So I'll look at, I would look at that, and based on those results, I would, based on the coordinated picture in the market, I would, and that's the whole point, is we're trying to get the market coordinated in a certain direction. Thanks for that question. Good opportunity to sell the euro at the moment. We have red, 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 red there, red, 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 blue. Don't worry about those. Looks like it could be a good sell. Okay. And let's have a look at the 1 minute. I'm not going to show you the 1 minute. The screens are a little bit too complicated at the moment. Oh, I can very quickly show you that. All right, so what we're looking for is this breakthrough on the euro. This 2-mount breakthrough is what I'm really interested in. Looks pretty good. The same thing is happening on the pound. We've got a 2-mount. You see the 2-mount breakthrough. Very strong signal. There's support all over the show. That looks like it wants to be violated, not only there but right there. So we're looking at a potential breakout down here. It seems to be, the waves seem to be going the bigger waves seem to be going in that direction. So I'm looking to sell this one on confirmation, but the confirmation is not coming through. There's our blue candles coming up, so we'll just have to wait. But this is a sell build-up. Those two waves are just too strong. So let's look at the you see, you don't see, oh, there you do see these waves. There they are. You can see them on the RSI. So pretty strong sell build-up happening there. Rejection candles from the top, big wicks means the market's rejecting movements to the north. You see there's a rejection candle, rejection. Those wicks are all rejection candles. So looking at selling either the euro or the pound, not so much the Oz. I don't think the Oz has got the volatility today, but the euro looks like a great sell. The euro looks like a great sell. Like something like that. Sell, sell, sell. No, it's not selling at all. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait for it to turn into a sell. Now, if you look at that candle there, oh, it's turning into the sell there. Let's just watch this. Might be making a new low soon. So I'm just going to watch this. In fact, I'm pretty happy to sell this. That's becoming red. These things aren't. The coordination isn't quite there yet. You want red candles on all the currencies, on all these currencies. They're not far off, but not quite there yet. The pound is certainly very close, and the euro is very, very close to. But the Oz, I might ignore the Oz because of that support is just so strong. Okay, we might go in for this one. Let's see. We'll just do it on 10, lower risk. And we'll go, oh, we just go straight into a market order, I guess. Ah, too late, she cried. Hey, man. Okay, there we are. There's our trade. Quarter, there was a bit of slip, I was slow, not the market, not the broker. I pressed the button a little bit slowly, but there we go. We're in a sell on the euro. Red and red, 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 and neutral at the moment. So so there is confirmation in this group of that sell. There's a blue and pretty neutral, 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 and the yen I'm not paying attention to. Reason being, it's just an incredibly low volatile. That's all of 10 pips. That's the range that the yen has been moving. That is 5 pips. So you can't trust the yen today. You can trust it, but you can't trust it today. Okay. Right. Let's see. We're in a trade, so I can answer questions then. Okay. Is there anybody that wants me to resend the information via the chat facility? Have you all got it? Right, the euro is about to make a new low, and if, as you know, the minute it does that, it really does. It's not quite made the new low yet, so it needs to break through. The pound, as you can see, has broken through that support area. The RSI is confirming. This guy is not trying very hard. It needs to make that new low. It needs to get below that low. See the trend? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now it needs to make a lower low. Then we know we're onto a good thing, because it already made there we are. Okay, all right, now it's continued the sequence of events, lower high, lower low. So that's why psychologically or whatever in the market, those new lows are pretty important. Well, we've got a really nice full room today. Thank you very much everybody who's attended. Must apologize if the commentary has been a bit broken. I need to create a balance between concentrating on the market and giving commentary. I'm also unusually I need to get a whole lot of charts that I normally have on 3 monitors. I have to get onto 1 monitor every now and then, and that's is a technical challenge for me. And but I think overall, hopefully, it's been okay. Now the pound is doing its thing. Oh gosh. There's the pound, and we didn't go into that one. We've got it. Sometimes this is what happens: is you just go into the wrong currency. The pound is moving. Although I shouldn't be too harsh on the. Let's just see. There's our entry point. It's gone 11 pips, and this guy has gone 6 pips. Okay, so we've just chosen the wrong currency, but yeah, 7 pips. But hopefully they'll all go quite fast. Okay, it's all a bit of scalping and doing all kinds of things. Now, the idea with scalping is to get it into a risk-free environment as quickly as possible. Now we are 5 pips, or we were 5 pips up just a very short while ago. Let's just watch that. It seems to be going down on low volumes. See, low volumes going down. No, the minute we see a big spike, we know in trouble, but at the moment, no big spike, so it's going down on low volumes. We needed to make a new it's made the new low, so very important. So that's the kind of things we need. And overall, all 3 of the currencies are acting in more or less in the same way. All right, there we go. And away we go. Right, it's +8 now. I'm going to move my stop. Oh, look at that pound. It's just pounding. Oh, I see somebody in the room is in the pound. Good for you, but well done. We haven't been as fortunate to select the correct currency, but you can see the breakouts there. In fact, the pound formation on the RSI was a lot better than the pound, the formation on the euro. It's just that earlier today, the euro was a lot more volatile, and that's why I chose the euro, in fact. And in fact, what I've been distracted here from moving the stop to break even. 4442. So we make a small profit if it does retrace. Okay. All right. So what we've got now is a risk-free deal, and one of the things about trading in this particular market, the European market, is that very often the high or the low of the day occurs in this market. And we've got some statistics on that, but I know it's above average that the high or the low of the day occurs in this market. So often this is a way of catching the high of the day or the low of the day is by scalping and then maybe cashing in half of your trade and just leaving the other one to run. And then I often catch the high, and then it can run 50 or 100 pips off a scalping trade. So that's one of the things that I like about scalping, is that you can make money while you're scalping, but you can also make swing trades. You can actually enter swing trades on a scalping basis. That way you use very small stops. You can move your stop to break even very quickly, and there's all kinds of other advantages. So and these stops, you can do all kinds of things. You can do a following stop, so you just put your trailing stop in and you do a following stop. Remember, the stop on the MetaTrader is in points, not in pips. So you can do a following stop there, or you can customize your stop and tell it what you want to do. So you can apply a following stop, or you can do a manual following stop, which is what I'm doing. I'm actually manually moving my stop into a certain position and then working from there. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can apply your stops. Is this the best scalping time? Yeah, most probably is. This is the time, if you look at the ranges of maybe the 1 hour candles, you'll see that this time the morning session in Europe, the volatility is good and provides really good trends. So it is a good time to scalp, because if you're only looking for 5 or 10 pips, that's when the volatility will allow you to scalp. Remember, when you're scalping, or when you're doing anything, especially when you're using a kind of technique that I use, is you are always giving away a lot before you get into your transaction. So you do need a long trend to really make your deal meaningful. So you need to trade in a time when these trends, now the average trend during this time for the euro is 32 pips. Now we haven't seen 32 pips yet. Oh, mind you, no, there's 32. Oh no, that's 50. Okay, so the average trend is so there has been an of course this was an announcement. So the average trend is about 32 to 40 pips in at this time. So there's a more natural one, but it didn't have an announcement in it, and let's see what that was. So that was 35 pips. So we have got a technique called the good vibrations technique, which actually trades exactly that way. It says, where was the previous turning point? You literally blindly put in an order 35 or whatever the vibration rate is. The vibration rates are given to you with the system. So you just put your order in, and you just blindly trade against the trend. It comes down, gets exhausted, and then goes up again. Same thing here. Then your vibration rate changes. You put your pending order in there, it gets exhausted, and that's how the good vibration system works. You can actually make money all the way. That way, that way, that way, that way. So it's not uncommon for traders using the good vibration system to have four successful trades in the euro in one trading session, just like this. Sorry, there's a question coming on trailing stops. What do you mean by points? Exactly that. The trailing stops are given in points, not in pips. See there? Read it. Points, 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 points. Now a point is 10 pips. So if you want to put a 12 pip following stop, you have to put a 120 pip, 120 point following stop. That's how it works. Okay. When will we have another good vibrations webinar? Yeah, neglected that one a bit. Oh goodness. No, there are ones, there support ones planned. If you if you have the Good Vibrations webinar, there are monthly ones that are planned, and you will be notified of those. I know we have got one planned here, but I haven't had a live trading session for a while. The pound is now trended 40 pips, so it's still got it can still go to 50. So round about that level, you start trading against the trend. But already the market's telling you, oh, look at this, 3 red blocks in a row. It doesn't like this continuous trend. The market's already saying, yeah, that it's now time for, and that's how the Good Vibrations works. It says, okay, when is the market going to get tired of this trend, and when can I trade? Oh, look at the market's not getting tired at all. But that's how the Good Vibrations basically work. It doesn't work with volume. It just works with the historical information on how the market reacts to trends. Okay, so let's have a look. What have we got? I'm going to cash in half of this. Just looking at the market behavior at the moment, I'm just going to cash in half. And it's because the pound's already gone like 50 pips, and there's a huge amount of volume coming into the market. Huge. Okay, to show you what I mean. Not huge, I guess. Exaggerating a bit there. There we are. You can see build. Now that must reverse as a result of that. Now, if you're a brave trader, you would buy straight away now. That is telling me there will be a correction. It won't reverse all the way. It might just go to over there somewhere, but that's telling me the market's not liking what it's seeing. Now let's see if it plays out. All right, and that spills over to these other currencies too sometimes. And the pound has got accelerated at volatility at this time, because it is after all the London market that we're trading right now. So the London market there's a lot of pound transactions in the London market, so you can get accelerated volatility on the pound. Now you can see the impact here of this. It's starting to reverse. I don't know if it's going to be, but yes, certainly it's showing the reversal as a result of that increased volume that's shot through there. And volume is a funny thing. It's not like driving a car when you have to keep your foot on the petrol. It's more like a spaceship. Let's say you're out in space and you want to go to the moon. You point yourself in the direction of the moon, you fire your rockets once, and that's enough. Then you stop firing your rockets and you will get to the moon, because there's no resistance after it. Now volume works the same way. You fire your rockets, and if there's no resistance, like you see there's no resistance. There's no resistance. It will continue until the rockets get fired the other way. It's like logical sense. So there's the rocket being fired. It's now going, and the only thing that can stop it is if the rocket gets fired in the other way. So we should be buying now. We should have bought. We should have bought. No, I don't think our deal is active anymore. There it is. It's still active. So that's why sometimes when you're in a deal and you don't know about how volume works, suddenly you're in this beautiful deal and boom, it just moves directly against you because you don't know how the dynamics of volume. There we are. We got taken out. The dynamics, especially at this time of the day, can be quite. That volume has definitely caused damage, and that one there, and obviously that one there. So it's taken us out of the deal, and we should have. That was enough evidence to actually get us into the buys. But then you don't buy. You. This is dangerous. You just buy for 10 pips, 5 pips, or 10 pips. Okay, I think we've done for the day. Are there any questions for today? It looks like you're all going to get your money back on this one. I'm sorry to say, and sorry for the disappointment, but it looks like you might get your money back on this one. Let's see. Yeah. No, only $15, mate. So that's about. Mind you, no, it's, well, I'll have to work it out, but it's most probably only 15 or 20 pips that we've made today. But certainly that warrants you getting your money back. But yeah, do you have any questions, comments, remarks? I don't think I'm going to re-enter any deals. We've got 20 minutes left. There is quite an important. Oh no. Yeah, there's an announcement coming up in 20 minutes time, so I most probably won't trade any further. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the market's consolidating, so we won't trade any further. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that feedback. Yeah, I think this volume thing is something that's not really taught at all. We do teach it in the Watto course and the long candle course, but not to the detail that I've gone into today. Okay, thank you very much for that feedback. How do we trade if there are announcements every now and then? You don't trade, just stay away. And that's why I like trading on a Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday when the announcements are not as much. And that's another reason why the US market, although it is more volatile, is most probably more dangerous. So I tend not to trade in the US market certainly not scalping. I don't scalp the US market because these announcements, they affect the trading before the announcement. They affect the trading after the announcement and obviously during the announcement. So the market consolidates before the announcement, breaks out during the announcement, and then can do all kinds of things after the announcement. So it's not the greatest thing to trade through announcements. So it's a tricky thing. You need volatility, but you also don't need the fear and greed aspects of announcements. So like today we had 2 announcements and we sort of moved around those announcements, but it's best not to just stay away from the announcement. And then hopefully when you're in an announcement, if you're in an announcement and you have a risk-free deal, in other words, your stop has been moved to break even or +1 and you're already positive, then an announcement can be a good thing and can just push your deal really strongly in the direction of the announcement. If you are ever not, then you must probably not sorry, I've lost my train of thought there. I was looking at something else happening here. And at worst, if the announcement goes against you, you just get stopped out. You don't lose anything. So one of the things to do is to try and scalp your way into an announcement arrangement where you enter it about a half an hour before the announcement. Hopefully you go positive, get into a risk-free situation, then you've got nothing to lose. But that's also dangerous, so just be careful of those kind of things. It's best to stay away and trade. Well, it's, the best is to trade the natural movement of the market coupled with volume, because volume will tell you what the market wants to do, where what now it might be a good idea for you to take a chart like this and then say, what was the volume when it spiked like that? What was the volume when it spiked? What? So that's the way the market bounces the price around, is high spiked volume. Anyway, so do you trade the news? No, I don't like trading that. And your announcements only last, normally only last 1 or 2 hours at the most. What if there's a trade running? Yeah, I just answered that. Are you planning any more webinars? Yeah, we'll just watch your emails in respect of trading seminars. I think this went okay, and yeah, we might have some more ones. It's a little distracting for me because I've got to handle a lot of screens and things like it, where normally I have 3 screens open. I can really trade very relaxed with one hand, as it were, tied behind my back. But this way it gets confusing because you've got to move screens around and all that type of thing. But yeah, I will just watch your emails for future announcements. Do you have to all right. Is the money refunded automatically? Yeah, you'll just have to wait for Mary to wake up tomorrow morning, and you'll get it in the next 24 hours, I guess. All right, any more questions? I'm down to the last number of questions here, and I've read them, and many of them I've answered. So if I haven't answered your questions, I've either answered during the discussion that we've had, or in the piece of information that I circulated to everybody. The webinar's never recorded. We don't record any of our webinars, so each one is unique and disappears. Good vibrations, just watch your emails. There will be good vibrations webinars pretty soon. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, gee, we've still got a very full room here. I'm just going to have a look at the market just one more time. You can see it is a little bit mixed up at the moment. If you can draw a line through the last, let's say, 5 or 6 candles, then like there, the market, this hasn't been an easy market to trade. Look at that. It's essentially been sideways. I know it's spiking and all that, but essentially it's been sideways there. The pound is the only one that's made a really nice move, and it's now retracing, but it's really gone sideways, and we missed that breakout. We caught the euro instead, but it wasn't a breakout. You can see it stopped at its support and then went back. So overall the market's been a little bit tricky, but there's been good moves. So should have that euro move up we identified and just didn't go into it. Silly boy. And let's have a look. This guy's been stone dead. It's like 10 pip movement. There was just one move on the CAD and it went sideways, and the other mover today was the franc, which bounced on previous support and then stopped moving. It just had that one long candle and then stopped moving. So not the greatest. Should have caught this pound move though. It's a pity we lost out on that. And we went for the euro. Look at that. We went for the euro instead, and that move was only about 15 pips. And if we had chosen the pound, boy, that would have been better. That was all of 45 pips. So it just shows you sometimes. And looking back in retrospect, the pound had a better RSI formation. Nice 2 waves, really nice formations. So I should have gone for the pound. The euro didn't have, you see, the 2 waves weren't that clear on the euro, although they were very clear on the price price, and just didn't. The euro's trading really sideways at the moment. Pound's made quite a substantial move. Okay, what is the best way? All right, very important question. What is the best way to learn volume? The best way to learn volume is trade the 1 minute chart all the time for 2 months. Trade, 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 because it cannot be taught. It's the market talking to you in a slightly different language that is very difficult to be taught. So the only way you can do it is learn how the market reacts to volume by trading a lot. Sometimes volume increases and does nothing. Sometimes it increases and results in a 50 pip trend. So so you need to trade and learn up. It's an instinct thing. You have to develop your instincts when trading volume. It's not, there's no formula that says if this increases this way, then trade. Everybody's looking for that formula. Unfortunately, it's something that you, and it's a very easy thing to develop. I mean, we used to trade a couple of maybe a year or so or longer. We used to focus just on volume trading, and we could actually trade the turning points to the, it was just phenomenal. You know, within 10 seconds you'd enter your deal, and within 10 seconds it would jump 10 pips in your favor. That's the most fantastic feeling, is when you've judged it just like that. But it takes a lot of practice, and you just mustn't be scared. You know, have a 20 pip stop, a 20 pip target, and trust volume to do its job. As I say, let's just have a look at well, I think you've seen quite a few examples of volume playing out pretty well. You can see there's that volume push the price up. That volume there pushed the price up. You know, so there's lots of examples you saw today. That volume there on that candle reversed the price. That volume there, that might be an announcement. No, it's not an announcement one. So that will push. That will keep on going unless you see increased volume. So here's the principle: increased volume, and the trend will continue as long, you know, as long as it's just doing nothing, and the trend will continue. It needs volume to stop the trend. And just remember that spacecraft exercise. Okay, I think we've covered quite a lot. So thank you very much for your participation, and as I say, I must apologize, didn't make the 37 pips, but what we did do was we created a 100% trading record for the day. There's our trading record. No, not many pips. Although those look like stop outs, they were positive stop outs. So there's a 100% trading record in a tricky day. But we didn't catch that pound, otherwise the record would look a lot better. But that's scalping. With scalping, you're only looking for you know, 5 to 10 pips. You're not looking for hundreds of pips. Sometimes you can get it if you, for instance, enter the pound, cash in after 10 and then leave half to let it run. You can sometimes get 100 pips that way. Okay, cheerio everybody, and I'll just watch your emails for future webinars. Bye.